Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be showing you how I made 2.3k just taking these two trades. So overall, this was a pretty choppy day. As you can see, we're just kind of slowly chopping our way up to these highs up here. But overall, I took two trades like within 30 minutes of market open. So without further ado, let's just hop right into this. So let me clean out the chart for you guys. Okay. So going into market open here. So we need to understand as traders what is the drawn liquidity. We need to understand that before we hop on the charts. We just take a blind trade. We need to understand what is the drawn liquidity. So overall, higher time frame, we are bullish. As you can see with these moves, we are bullish. But as of right now, we do have a bearish trend, and we need to understand why do we have this bearish trend, correct? Because we have this new week opening gap high here. So I want to see this 30-minute bearish value gap hold, and I want to see this new week opening gap get filled in some sort of V shape out of that for price to actually continue to move higher here. So going into this morning, this was the drawn liquidity. The new week opening gap was the drawn liquidity for me. So now understanding and having not a bias, because I don't want to be completely locked into one side, but just having some sort of understanding where price may want to go. So after seeing this manipulation move, I want to see some sort of sign that price wants to move lower now. So for example, we have this little 30-second gap. I'm just going to draw it out to here. I want to see an inversion here, correct? Because that's going to give me some sort of confirmation to look for price to go lower. So we get this manipulation move into this 30-minute gap. Now I need to see some sort of displacement in order for me to actually execute a trade. So immediately once I saw this, I kind of frame ran this inversion here, but once I saw this displacement candle here, put my stop at the swing high, targeted at the new week opening gap high here. So now understanding this, I'm going to go into the 15 seconds so we can get a little bit more in depth on what price was doing here and what I was kind of looking at. So at this point, I want to see price come down to this new week opening gap high, correct? Because if we chop around in this range, this is just going to make the quality of the trade just worse overall. And so I want to see clean displacement lower. So we get that, and then we start to see a move higher. So I wasn't too scared of this move higher because I wanted price to tap back into this inversion, and I want to see displacement as well as tapping into OTE of this range here, this 0.62 and this 0.79 level. I want to see some sort of rejection off of that. So I'm going to go back to this 15-second. And now understanding that we have this OTE level, we also have the inversion, I want to see displacement here. And so we get it, and then at this point we take this swing low here, and now we are moving higher. We just manipulated this low, and now at this point I'm wondering if I should go break even for myself at this swing high, or I should just keep it here. So I kept it here just to give this trade a little bit more wiggle room if it wanted to actually sweep this high here and actually sweep this internal high here. So we got this manipulation move here. And now this is the point where I put my stop at this high here. Now I'm risking 10 points to have 60 points here. And now I just wait for this trade to play out, and then bang. Right here, plays out here. And then I think after we break this low here, I put my stop at completely break even. So overall, what did I see in this trade? I let this trade play out, although it was a little choppy to the drawn liquidity, but overall, clean entry, clean trade. So let's get into the next one. As we saw, I'm going to go back to the 1-minute chart here. I'm going to clean up this. So as we saw in what I told you pre-market, I want to see some sort of V shape out of this range and then continue to actually move higher here. So I want to see some sort of manipulation move lower instead of it just kind of V-shaping from here and just continuing to actually go higher like this. I don't want to see it just kind of continue to move higher off of this just little new week opening gap tap. So we get this move here, and at this point I'm like, okay, I want to see price reject off of this level. If it wants to just leave without me, it's whatever. I'll just hop off. I'll just take this a different day. So I wait for some sort of retracement lower, and I can see that ES on this other screen. If we pull it up here, So ES on this screen. Swept this internal low. As you can see, NQ didn't here. So once we get this displacement candle here, we have an SMT at the low. And I think I took my longs positions here, targeted this external high here. This is a very high resistance zone. So I was looking to take about 90% of my position off at this relative equal high up here. Because if we want to come back into OTE of this range, take this high and then look for turtle soup for lower, I'd be completely fine just taking partials and then letting my runners go break even. So at this point, we get the change in state on the 1 minute, and I think this looks very clean so far to actually continue higher. We get my partials hit, so I'm running around 10% of my runners go, and this is overall around 50 points here. And then my runners get break even here. So overall, took about 90% of my position at these relative equal highs. I caught around 110 points today in a very choppy range. This is very low probability, but I managed to find spots in the market where I could actually execute and have my edge. So overall, very choppy Monday. I usually don't trade Monday. That's because it looks like this. But I thought I would take a stab at Mondays. Finally, I came out on top. I am in a new setup. I'm in a new apartment. I'm going to add wood panels here. I'm still not done. Still work in progress. But yeah, new little office. But this is the end of the video. I made around 2.3K. First trade I took on my Tradeifys and Alphas. Second trade I took on my Lucids. And if you are interested, I do have a completely free Discord that I go over my trades, daily bias, all that stuff. It's going to be in the link in the description. So if you're interested, just check it out. Alrighty, boys, this is the end of the video. I hope to see you all in the next one.